Yeah, so this is the month in which you're breaking out and you're trying to find you're trying to find a life that is more authentic to you. So let's talk about this first. I definitely feel that for a lot of you, with the tower situation, when it shows up in the reverse position and on top of the moon card, there's a lot of clarity. And I feel like a lot of this has to do with, the fact that you spent time alone, you've gone off on your own, and then you're starting to arrive at answers to a lot of life's questions. So this is whatever has been, brewing in the past where you feel like I'm with somebody that I actually really care about, but I feel like we're not on the same page, we're not on the same chapter, possibly not even in alignment with one another. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person, but I definitely feel while the relationship is actually quite stable, I feel like it's lacking in chemistry. I feel like it's lacking the fire. And in the process of leaving this one relationship, you are heading towards something that is a little bit more passionate, okay? So it's not a bad energy at all. I feel like one thing has to be left behind in order for something else to come in. And I definitely feel, one relationship, possibly very long standing, is coming to an end. And this isn't, a surprise because the tower in the reverse, it lessens the impact. But I also feel like it's a situation where it's kind of like a long time in the making, and you feel as if it's very difficult for you and another person to not that there's disputes. I just feel like it was one of those humdrum type of relationship where it was nice, and the other person is nice and they're sweet, but there was a lack of chemistry, there was a lack of passion, romance, and things like that. Okay, so if you're in that type of a situation, I feel that this is the month in which it might come to an abrupt end, or it might just start to fizzle out for you. If you've been dating like 4 6 months, I feel like this is the month in which it's kind of like the make or break in the relationship. I do sense that for a lot of you, it might be a fellow water sign, but I feel that, there is potentially like a Pisces, a Pisces associated with this situation. And I do sense as well that there is definitely reciprocity. But I do feel that, whatever the situation concerning the start of that relationship, it was one of those things where it was like the safe choice, the safe bet, and you're not looking for safe anymore. You want something else that will ignite your passion. And I feel like for a lot of you, you might be leaving, physically leaving an environment that is very safe and venturing out into something new. And for a lot of you, it might be on the relationship front, okay? Now, let's talk about the financial situation. I do feel for a lot of you as well. Whatever work situation that you've been in, I feel that you're sensing that sense of dissatisfaction coming through, where you're not emotionally nurtured in the relationship, and you feel as well that it doesn't have, job security. So there might be an environment where you're hitting the glass ceiling, or there might be a situation where you feel as if even if you were to work with them, there's like a income cap, and people can't, surpass it. So it's sort of like it's an environment that is not conducive for long-term growth. It seems as if you can climb the corporate ladder or the career ladder, or fast track, but there's like that sense of hitting the ceiling, hitting the limit, and as a result of it, you might look elsewhere for other ventures. And I do feel if you were to do that, something else that is a lot more exciting is going to come through, possibly by the very last week of the month. Okay, something else that is not only made or created specifically for you, but I do feel it is going to bring a lot of happiness and satisfaction. And it's also, allowing you to reignite your life in a very, very beautiful way. um I feel that, starting out the beginning of the month, there's this sense, well, the first 10 days, I would say, there's a lot of residual energy from January. It indicates to me more of like, a sense of boredom. I'm sensing like a sense of boredom, a sense of monotony where things are kind of flat, and you're looking for excitement. You're looking for something new, and you're trying to expand your territory, the scope of your exploration. So I feel like you're just looking out and you're surveying your environment and you want something new. So there's an immense restlessness about you, and I feel like you are in the process of I'm sensing like it's almost like a ship, and it's been docked for a little bit too long. The I guess like things are starting to rust, and ships are not made to be docked. They're made to explore the oceans, and they're made to go through turbulent waters and voyages, and they're made for the emotional highs and lows. So I feel like that's what's happening here. I feel like a sense of stagnancy, boredom. Things are kind of drifting along and you don't like the direction. So you're trying to do something very, very drastic in your life in order to find passion, in order to find the joy of living once again. So that's what I'm sensing coming through here. There's a sense of boredom. Coming in around the 15th of the month, I do feel for a lot of you, there is potentially new work situation, new projects, new relationship partners, or new romance coming in for you as well. And you're going to go for it because I do feel that there's something new coming in, and it's sort of like you might not initially want to do it, but I do send or to go forward with it. But I do feel that, as long as it's new, you're less picky about it. But I do feel it is going to pan out quite well for you. Okay. So by the 15th or so, if you are feeling that sense of, urgency to do something new, break out of your shell, break out of your comfort zone, and, branch out and move on ahead with the new things. Um, I'm getting this, repetitive motion. It's kind of like life is cyclical. It's almost like you're going around and round in circles, and you feel very much stuck. You feel as if, finances are okay, they could be better. Relationships are okay, they could be better. And, the house situation, it's okay, but, you don't mind a bigger venue. So all of these things are like pushing you to seek other opportunities and to branch out. And at the same time, the star, when it's in the reverse, it deals with, being shown the way, being spiritually, emotionally in a stable place where you are able to hear your soul's calling, your soul's yearning. And at this point, when it's in the reverse position, it indicates to me that something is missing in your life. You just can't pinpoint what it is. And as a result of it, you're just dissatisfied, okay? And rather than moving out and having a game plan and trying to figure out, what am I really looking for? Why is this sense of deep dissatisfaction coming through? I do feel that for a lot of you, you're just going to go out into the world without a compass, without an agenda, and you're just going to, go where the wind takes you, and wherever you end up, you feel like as long as it's new, it's going to be fine. Um, I also feel this very, very immense calling. I feel like there is somebody from your past, and this is, as far back as like 2015, some significant, major significant relationship. And I feel like there's a yearning, there's like a calling, but that in order to get back to it, you've done a lot of transformation on yourself. And I want to say this isn't one of those, troublesome relationship. There was a really beautiful, deeply rooted relationship in your past. For some reason it fell apart, but it wasn't like a nasty breakup. It wasn't one of those, cheating situation. It just fell apart on its own because you both were walking on different paths. Okay. I don't feel there's resentment or hostilities involved in this situation. I definitely feel that it was a beautiful relationship. And there's like still a very strong connection, a very strong sense of affection. I feel like the love is not there anymore, but there is a very strong pull. And for some reason, you're being guided here. But I feel like you're not going to, it wouldn't be in your best interest to return to that, even though you have an opportunity to. And something is opening up for you where you definitely have an opportunity to return to it if you choose to. But I do feel that in the process of going back, you are going to have to traverse a lot of, it's going to dig up a lot of, I would say, anxieties that you felt in the past when it comes to your views regarding finances, your views regarding commitment, stability, foundations, of the relationship, your views regarding, your sense of independence and your sense of like wanting to work with another person. So all of these things are coming back up for reexamination. And I feel like a lot of you are looking back at a situation that transpired in the past very fondly, and you might yearn for it once again, but going back to it is just not the practical route because you're meant for something else. So the moon and the sun, whenever I have one of those planetary aspects or planetary cards that show up, like the moon, the sun, the stars, and things like that. Well, we both have the moon, the sun, and the stars, actually. Whenever I see these three planetary cards in the same deck or in the same spread, it's usually a very, very major transformative month where our subconscious, well, the moon is in the reverse. The moon deals with emotions, feelings. It deals with how we express ourselves on an emotional level. It deals with, the things that we need in our lives in order to achieve security, to achieve emotional balance. The star deals with hopes and aspirations, and the sun deals with the public image, okay? This is the month in which, you're a water sign, but I feel like you're suppressing, or you're at least being able to see your emotional needs. But I feel that the public image, your status, your mark on the world means a lot more to you than all these other things, okay? So it's sort of like going out into the world in order to achieve financial stability, in order to achieve happiness, wealth, status. All of these things are the things that you're really, really looking for this month, and you're starting to realize that unless I have this, all the relationships that I have, all the, people in my life, I can't offer anything to them. So in the past, you might have offered love, affection, and things like that, but now you're starting to realize, I want this for myself. I want this public image. I want this sense of success for myself. You're using your own barometer for whatever success means to you. It could be, owning 5 different houses, owning a really nice car, whatever your barometer for success is. You feel like this is the month in which you want to travel light and you want to be able to achieve this so that you can, once you achieve the success, it's not greatly tied in with money either. I don't feel like it's like a financial success. I feel like it's more like being happy with the work that you do, taking pride in your work, and also getting recognition for your hard work and your skills and expertise. You're feeling as if once I have this, then the right relationship partner will come into my life, or the right people will start to, gather around me. So I feel that this is a very, very independent type of month where you want to be on your own, where you're trying to, cultivate a lot of success in your own life because you feel that giving love to somebody is not enough. Okay. And there's no judgment call here, but I definitely feel that whatever situation in the past you felt like, the relationship was beautiful, but it had a faulty financial foundation, or at least you had a faulty financial foundation. And as a result of it, there was, you stuck it through thick and thin, but the financial worries caused the breakdown in communication. It caused a lot of problems in the relationship. So you're starting to realize that I need to build this up first. I need to be happy on my own in order for me to have a relationship. And I do feel by the end of this month, a lot of you are looking for new relationship partners, okay? So I feel like a lot of you might have been dating like water signs and, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. And the relationship was very nurturing, but it was also very emotional. It was like a very emotionally heavy, not in a bad way, because I feel like there was great rapport here and it was built on reciprocity. But I feel like it was a very emotional experience. You look back on it fondly and you would, given the chance, you would go back to it. But I feel like that both parties were not on the same page, okay? And additionally, I feel like you're shifting out of that and you're shifting towards potentially fire signs. And fire signs are Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. And I'm getting the sun here, which is something that burns very, very brightly. So in the past, there might have been Aquarius. This is the card of Aquarius. Aquarius, Pisces, even, sun, moon, rising. But in the future, there's more of a fiery energy moving forward into the end of February. And I do feel that in meeting somebody who is pretty much, who encapsulates like what success means to you. This can be somebody with a high position, or they're just in the limelight, or they're in the public sphere, and they're also in a situation where they don't hold on to grudges. They're very easygoing, and they're very like they feel very liberating to be around. They live and let live, and they don't really criticize or make judgments of other people. So it's a very beautiful energy. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're starting to realize as well that this is what you want. You want somebody to be in your life, but at the same time, that whole sense of, having putting a label on things, calling it a relationship, or even calling somebody, your girlfriend, boyfriend, and things like that. You feel like these labels are unnecessary. We should just all be happy and unencumbered, and just to enjoy one another's company. So I feel like a lot of you are rethinking relationships, and you're also rethinking what success means to you as well. So in a work environment especially, I feel like for cancers, for the past few months, there has been some type of financial worries. And when there are financial worries, when you feel like your bank account is dwindling, there's like an absolute spending freeze. And I feel like that's something that has happened in the past, and you're managing it better. I feel you're managing your finances a lot better. And you're also, I feel like you're researching into ways in which you can seek self-employment so that you can have a more financially stable future. I do feel that for a lot of you, the Nine of Pentacles is having financial freedom. And this is basically a self-employed person. I mean, she has her assets growing for her. She's accumulating wealth without having to lift a finger. So she has time for leisure. And I do feel in the past, a lot of you, it was just, you were in a place where you were concerned about your finances. You were concerned about building up that financial future, and then you realize that you were approaching it the wrong way. So I feel for a lot of you this month, you're thinking into how, possibly doing research, or you're picking other people's brain, or you're asking other people what they're doing in order for them to achieve success. Either that, or you are seeking guidance as to what success really means, because I feel like it's not just about money. Your viewpoints regarding love, relationships, money, finances, status, and things like that are changing. So you're going through this, emotional, almost like this up and down regarding what you believe in about love, life, and all of those things. And then you're changing that when it comes to the end of the month. So what I mean here is that you're researching into ways in which you can achieve self-employment, first of all, or you are looking into ways in which a lot of you, there might be, new children coming into the household, and you are thinking about, other ways of making money in order to accommodate new additions into your household, is what I'm sensing. So this is going to be a very, very monumental month for you. And I do feel that for a lot of you, I'm sensing as well that there's a lot of new energy coming through, and I do feel that it's very conducive. It's very conducive for reconciliation. It's very conducive for reaching out to other people. But I feel that you're pretty much keeping to yourself, and I do sense there's this great wanderlust about you. For a lot of you, there might be as well. I'm sensing, that whole analogy with the ship kind of like it's docked in the harbor for way too long and it's starting to get rusty. That's what you're feeling like. You feel like I need to do more with my life. I need to experience more. I need to live more. I need to travel more. So there's a lot of potential as well for possibly, traveling, going to a place to see some, going back to see an old friend, somebody like a childhood friend that you've grown up with, or, there's some type of travel associated with it. The moon card in the reverse with the tower is usually as well indicative of truth being coming or coming to light, and truth being revealed in a way that it's pretty much, irreversible, and it allows you a chance to move forward. Okay, when it's in the upright, it indicates confusion, knowing that there's more to the story but not knowing the whole story. When it's reversed, it basically means that, the everything is coming to light, and as a result of it, there is going to be a new path that is forged for you. So I do feel that, let me see, we do have a I do sense that there is going to be some type of awakening within you. This is kind of like your soul's yearning, okay, to be in relationships as well, to date a different type of people, because I feel like, you don't want the heavy emotional experience. You want something new, you want something lighthearted, and you want something that is more conducive to your public image. Okay, so that's what I'm sensing coming through for you. I'm going to see if there's any last minute messages. Let me see here. Yeah, I feel that, it's sort of like you have the moon and the sun here, and with the hermit, it's forcing you. One of the main message is about money, and it's basically telling you don't slave away. Find creative ways to make money. And this is basically doing what you love, and then the money will follow, because we are trailing from here. This is not, doing what everybody else is doing, working in a corporate environment, working on your 401k and accumulating wealth and then retire somewhere to a tropical environment. That's really not what life is about. It's all about, finding something that you love, doing something that you love, finding the emotional satisfaction from that naturally, and then the money will flow in. So this is the major takeaway message for the month, and it's also the breakaway from whatever attachments you've had with money. Okay, so I definitely feel that the main thing is you want a job where you're happy, especially a job that is outdoors. For a lot of you, I feel that it is going to be much better for you. So you need a lot more sunlight, you need a lot more activity, you need a lot of, just a natural environment, and it's going to make you feel better, rather than artificial lighting, rather than working the night shift and working in the building and there's like constant artificial lighting. You're going to need to do it more of the natural way. So this also indicates to me possibly, a lot of detoxing and things like that when it comes to health. So, healing, cleansing, detoxing, and using natural remedies. Okay.